You know what these are? They've been out for a while now and are probably the most popular earbuds out there. These are the Airpod Pros. And these haven't been out for a while, just came out not too long ago actually. And they have some pretty high expectations to live up to. These are the Sony WF-1000XM4s. Now this video is not about which earbuds are more popular, which have high expectations, or which brand makes what product. Yes, this video is about answering one question and one question only. And that is, which is actually better? Exactly. And not on paper or theoretically or anything, but like, which is actually better? Like when you use it day to day, in the real world. Yeah, like when you want to read a book, it's kind of loud where you are. So you're gonna want that noise to go away so you can focus. Or when your favorite team is playing and you want to be able to hear everything without taking your earbuds off. Or when you want to, listen to some music and have it sound as good as it can. I mean, these are earbuds after all. Exactly. So these are what should be perfect for working out. I mean, your earbuds can't be falling out of your ears now. You want your earbuds to have pretty good fit. I mean, yeah, but you also want your earbuds to be able to do more than the standard stuff that all earbuds should be able to do. Yeah, you also want it to be able to do it with not just music, but with your favorite movies and TV shows as well. And in a cooler way, I might add. Well, ultimately, what you want is for your earbuds to be better for you compared to the competition. And that's exactly what this video is about. Okay, so let's not waste any time. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, am I ready? Whenever I am. Okay, well, let's get started with the most important part of any headphones or earbuds or audio device out there. I'm talking sound quality. When it comes to sound quality and how your music's gonna sound when you listen to it, well, first of all, you should know that the Airpod Pros sound good. And the Sonys also sound good. Point being, I definitely enjoy listening to my music with both of them, and I don't prefer one like a great substantial amount more than the other. They both have pretty good audio drivers, and like I said, they both sound very good. But they don't sound the same. And whenever I want to listen to music and have it sound as good and enjoyable as possible, and I have to pick between these two, there is one I prefer and I'll go to 9 times out of 10. Before I tell you though, I want you to experience how they sound for yourself. So listen close, okay? So basically, to my ears, the Sonys are better when it comes to sound quality. I mean, the Airpod Pros sound very good as well. Like the highs, the mids, and the bass all sound very good. But the Sonys just give a bit of a better quality of sound. Like it sounds like the audio hardware and the drivers on the Sonys are just of a higher quality compared to the drivers in the Airpod Pros. And I guess that's not so surprising. The Sonys are almost 2 years newer than the Airpod Pros. So it makes sense that it'll have access to newer and better hardware. Anyways, regardless of the reason why, the sound coming from the Sonys is of a higher quality compared to the sound coming from the Airpod Pros. Also, and more importantly for me, you get more bass with the Sonys as well. And because of the drivers, it's better bass too. The Airpod Pros don't have bad bass by any means, and they don't have a bad amount of bass either, but it's just not as much and as good as the bass you get from the Sonys. The loudest part of the Airpod Pros, I'd say, is the mids. They sound pretty punchy. That's how I describe the sound coming from the Airpod Pros. But still, the drivers aren't as good as the drivers on the Sonys, like I said. Now remember how I said I picked the Sonys over the Airpod Pros 9 times out of 10 when it comes to listening to music? Well, about that other one time, and the positive thing about the Airpod Pros, at least for me, is that 100% volume, they get a decent bit louder than the Sonys. It doesn't get much louder though. Gotta get like 10% louder. Nah, it's more like 5% louder max. No, actually, just hear it for yourself, okay? Now, even though I do like loud music, and this normally will be something I pay more attention to, because the Sonys already sound better, and also because you can go into the Sony app if you want, to the EQ settings, and just increase everything to make it sound a bit louder. Not a lot louder though, because with the Sony earbuds, yes, it's a good thing to let you customize and equalize your sound, and you can reduce the mids and the highs and all of that. But if you want to increase things past the middle point and just like increase everything to make it sound as loud or even louder than the Airpod Pros, you can try it, but it's not gonna do too much. It's not like how things are with the Sony flagship headphones. Because with those, if you just go to the EQ settings and increase things all the way, then they really would get loud, like maybe even too loud. With the Sony earbuds, and specifically these WF-1000XM4s, they'll only slightly increase things. And yes, it will reduce the difference in loudness compared to the Airpod Pros, but the Airpod Pros will still be louder. But anyways, long story short, when it comes to sound quality, the little bit of extra loudness is all the Airpod Pros have going for them. Because of the better drivers and quality of sound, the EQ settings, and just more and better bass as well for me, the Sony earbuds are better when it comes to sound quality. Well, anyways, that's about that when it comes to sound quality, okay? Now, let's pause the music and let's talk about another area that is very, very important for all earbuds that are coming out today. And I'm talking noise canceling. When it comes to noise canceling, again, both of these earbuds do a very good job. The Airpod Pros, even though they came out all the way back in 2019, if you're in a noisy environment and you put on the Airpod Pros, it's gonna cancel a whole lot of noise. Noise canceling has to be turned on, of course. But yeah, even right now in 2021, the Airpod Pros are still one of the best noise canceling earbuds out there. And they can keep up with all the newer earbuds out right now. Like no one earbud really outclasses the AirPods by a great amount when it comes to noise canceling. Still though, the AirPods are outclassed by the new Sonys when it comes to noise canceling. Not by too much though. Like I said, it's not a great amount of a difference. I'd say things sound about 10% quieter with the Sonys compared to the Airpod Pros. But numbers aren't the best way to really understand this, so just hear it for yourself, okay? So yeah, long story short, the Sonys are better when it comes to noise canceling. Not by much though. Yeah, but they cancel more noise, so they are better, like I was saying. And actually, that's not all though. Because you know that feeling that you get with earbuds or just any noise canceling device? Like that noise canceling pressure that you feel all inside your ears? Well, you get less of it with the Sonys than you do with the Airpod Pros. With the Airpod Pros, you really do feel that pressure. With the Sonys, noise will still be canceled and all, but it feels more natural, and you barely get that pressure feeling. Now, apart from this, there's one more difference in noise canceling between the Sonys and the Airpod Pros that actually doesn't make much of a difference. Well, it actually might, but I haven't really been in a situation that really demands it. But yeah, what I'm talking about is a feature that you get in the Sony Headphones app. It's under noise canceling, and it's called automatic wind reduction. And this should be pretty self-explanatory. It should cancel even more wind noise than it does normally. But I haven't really been around a lot of wind, well, not natural wind. I do have this portable fan thingy. And yes, I've tested things with wind reduction on, and then I'll go turn the feature off, and then on, and off, and on, and off. But I found it doesn't really make much of a difference. And it doesn't seem to have any specific wind advantage over the Airpod Pros, which don't have this feature. Now, maybe it's different with actual wind though, but I wouldn't be able to tell you, okay? Help me out and let me know if you know though in the comment section below, okay? But yeah, that's about it when it comes to noise canceling. The Sonys win here overall. Now let's go to the area opposite of noise canceling, the area where Sony hasn't done so well in the past, and the area where no earbuds have ever been able to beat the Airpod Pros even till today. Of course, I'm talking about transparency. Ambient sound. Or ambient sound. Now, I'll keep this part short and simple. The Airpod Pros, they're perfect when it comes to transparency. If you watched any of my videos with the Airpod Pros, you probably know this already. Now, if you've watched all my videos with the Airpod Pros, then you know that there's some things that you can do that will affect transparency sooner or later. But stupidity aside for now, we'll talk about it later, don't worry. The Airpod Pros are perfect when it comes to transparency. As in, the same thing you hear with your ears is the same thing you hear with the Airpod Pros. When I say perfect, I mean perfect. And that's why I know earbuds have been able to beat the Airpod Pros. I mean, how do you beat perfect, you know? How do you score higher than 100? The most you can hope for is to also get 100 and tie the score. So what score did the Sonys get, and how good are they when it comes to transparency? Well, actually, for the first time in Sony earbuds history, they're pretty good when it comes to transparency. They're the best they've ever been when it comes to transparency. Older Sony earbuds like the WF-1000XM4s, and even older and current flagship Sony over-ear headphones, they've all had this kind of fake electronic microphone-y sound that you can obviously tell is different and not as loud as how your actual ears will hear things. With the new WF-1000XM4s, that isn't the case at all. Things sound a lot more natural and just as loud as they do with your actual ears. Actually, things in general sound just like they do with your actual ears. I'm saying the new XM4 earbuds are basically perfect when it comes to transparency. And that means they're basically on the same exact level as the best earbuds in the world when it comes to transparency, aka the Airpod Pros. That's crazy actually. I didn't expect that to be the case. Now, the Sonys also have something else going for it here that the Airpod Pros don't. And that is that you can actually go into the Sony Headphones app and pick the exact level of transparency or ambient sound that you want. Now, the highest level, ambient sound 20, is the one that matches your ears in the Airpod Pros though. And you can take it lower than that if you want, but I never actually do that because I don't want things to be less transparent. I don't really see the point of that. But you might though, and it's nice to have the option, I guess. Anyways, long story short, the Sonys are perfect when it comes to transparency. And the Airpod Pros are perfect when it comes to transparency. They both sound natural, and you're not going to get that microphone-y sound with either of them. Speaking of, since we're here, you might be wondering how the microphones themselves sound though. And as usual, you can hear it for yourself. What you're listening to right now was being recorded on the Airpod Pros, and I finally brought my sons back to Detroit. Both boys have been doing all right in school when we left, but they had regressed badly, partly, of course, because of the separation from their father. Having to live in a Boston tenement and going to school with children, which did not seem to have much desire to... Whoa, what do you, it's the way you're listening to right now is being recorded on the Sony WF, blah, 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 blah. It's a microphone test. You just need to hear how it sounds for yourself and decide which one sounds better. I mean, still, there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things. Partly, of course, because of the separation from their father. Having to live in a Boston tenement and going to school with children who did not seem to have much desire to learn. We'll get by, I told them, because God is going to help us. All right, guys. That's about it when it comes to microphones, okay? Now let's just move on to another important category. I'm talking design. When it comes to the way these earbuds are designed, as you can see, they're pretty different. First of all, they feel pretty different and they're made with different materials. I mean, they're both plastic, sure, like most earbuds, but with the Airpod Pros, it has sort of a slick, glossy feel. And the stem is longer than a bunch of earbuds out there, but it's still minimal and small and compact with its design. You probably know about the Airpod Pros design by now. With the Sonys, they're also decently minimal and compact, although they look a little more unique since they're new and everything. And apart from this circle thingy here, which I'm not sure is metal or plastic, the rest of the earbuds are made out of plastic. Although they have more of a soft touch, matte, and I want to say expensive feel to it. Most earbuds don't really use this kind of material. Oh crap, yeah, the way they both work as well is pretty different. You mess with all the controls on the Sonys by tapping the side, as you've seen. Sometimes you tap and hold to do certain things, but really, I know a lot of earbuds do this, but tap controls are not the best type of controls. And there are some problems it comes with that also affect the Sonys, but we'll talk about those later, okay? A better, more reliable control system is the one the Airpod Pros have. And it's not a tap system, but the squeeze system. And this way is consistent and reliable with double squeezes, triple squeezes, all of that. But yeah, we'll talk more about how reliable these guys are very soon. Right now, we're talking about design, and design is not all about the earbuds, but the cases as well. Now, the Airpod Pros case is made of glossy plastic, just like the Airpod Pros are, and the case for the XM4 earbuds is made of matte plastic, like the earbuds, except it's not soft touch this time, and it actually feels kind of cheap and hollow. The Airpod Pros case feels more quality here. It's not a big deal though, because they both still get the job done. The XM4 case is slightly shorter than the Airpod Pros case, but slightly longer or wider, depending on how you look at it, and they also are a bit thicker as well. Now, as far as how they'll fit in your pockets, the XM4 case will fit in them fine. Well, at least they fit in mine fine. They don't take up too much space or anything. And the Airpod Pros case fits even more fine and takes up even less space. Not much less, but less. You know, it's not as thick as the XM4s, but yeah, that's how they are in the pocket. Now, what's more important though is how they are on ear and how they look on ear when you have them on. The Airpod Pros look like the Airpod Pros. They come in a white color, and that's the only color you can get if you're not getting skins or cases, and it kind of goes with everything you want to wear. And I say kinda because sure, white technically goes with everything in a way, but they also kind of stand out, and I wouldn't exactly want white earbuds. They're not what I'm looking for in earbuds aesthetically. But then again, you wear these and people are gonna know it's an Apple product. And to be honest, it is a bit of a flex. Apple has a certain hype or clout, what some might call the floss factor, if you will. But still, I actually don't rate the aesthetic design of the Airpod Pro so highly, mainly because of the white color. Now the Sonys on the other hand are a little more bulky in ear, which I don't prefer actually, but it's not that bad at all. And they come in a black color with some rose goldish accents, which I think look really nice. They actually come in several colors, in case you don't want black. By several, I mean two colors, at least at the time I'm making this video. But honestly, black is just the way to go. It actually truly does go with just about everything you want to wear, and it complements every look. Formal, informal, sporty, summer, winter, spring, autumn, just everything, okay? And white can do it too, but black just does it without standing out too much. Without standing out at all, basically. But yeah, at the end of the day, design is important, but it is subjective as well. So I'm sure you're gonna have your own opinions about things, so don't be shy. Let me know about them in the comment section below, okay? And the comment section is right underneath the subscribe button. So you just scroll down, and then you see the subscribe button. If it's red, you wanna press it to go gray to say subscribe, and then you'll be able to find your way to the comment section below. Yeah, I get lost sometimes too, so nothing to be ashamed of. Also, if you want to help a friend out, you can also call a friend up and let him or her know where the subscribe button is as well, just so you know what the comment section is, of course. Because you know, what if your friend's driving home one day and then a cop just pulls them over, and then the friend thinks it's like a routine traffic stop, and then a cop comes over and rolls the window down, and then it's like, where's the comment section? Where's the comment section? Where's the comment section? And your friend's like, whoa, I have my license. Where's the, is it above or below the subscribe button? Is it above or below? So what do you do? You see, now your friends, another statistic And it's all your fault because you could have just told your friend with the Okay, guys, so that's about it when it comes to design and the way these earbuds look in your ears, okay? Now, let's move on to the rest of this technology video about earbuds, okay? And let's talk about the way they feel in your ears. And I'm talking fits, comfort, and just seamlessness in general. Well, first, remember what I was saying about the Sonys and the touchpad control system they use? Well, like I was saying, it's not the best control system. Now, first of all, yes, if you tap exactly where you're supposed to tap, the touch will register and it will work every time. But the thing is that not everywhere on the entire surface registers as a touch. The outskirts here, for example, don't count. And that's actually a good thing when it comes to adjusting the earbuds in your ears. But when it comes to stuff like triple tapping to restart or go back to the previous song, it might just register a double tap and skip to the next track, or even just pause your music because all your taps weren't registered and you hit the outskirts by mistake. With the Airpod Pros, this isn't a problem at all. You can triple squeeze and triple squeeze and triple squeeze without any problems. The squeeze way is actually pretty precise and reliable. And because of that, adjusting them in your ear isn't a problem at all. Now, adjusting them in your ears isn't something you must do though, because the fit of the Airpod Pros is pretty secure. It's pretty good. And the same thing goes for the Sonys as well. Shaking my head isn't gonna do anything here, really. I mean, watch. See, this isn't gonna make them fall off. They're not gonna come out of your ears pretty easily, and they both fit pretty well. Now, if you're doing some intense workouts though, more so cardio and stuff with sweat involved, like most earbuds, you might just have to adjust them a bit. And again, Sony's touchpad system isn't the most seamless here as well. With the Airpod Pros, you can use your sweaty hands to easily adjust the earbuds and then just go back to your workout. But with the Sonys, if you want to do this, even in the middle of your workout, you have to be pretty careful not to touch the main touchpad area and only stick to the outskirts. But even if you manage to do this though, if you're in the middle of your workout, but you're not feeling the song you're listening to, so you want to double tap to change it, well, yeah, good luck with that. See, with the Sonys, once you get sweaty, you somehow get sweat on the touchpad area, the sweat and the moisture is going to act and register as touches. And a lot of the time, you're going to activate your voice assistant by mistake. Or the Sonys just won't respond to you. So if you're working out and you're in this predicament, you're going to have to use your shirt to wipe the sweat off before you're able to use the Sonys perfectly again. Well, unless your shirt is sweaty too. So you're going to need something dry, or dry enough at least. With the Airpod Pros, this isn't an issue at all. Even with the sweatiest of palms, you can play your music and even skip to the next song and etc. with no problems at all. Still though, at the end of the day, they both fit pretty well. As far as fit specifically goes, you're not gonna have a problem with either of them. Now at the same time though, they fit pretty differently. I'm used to using both of them by now, and with the Airpod Pros, I just put them on like this, pretty simple. And they fit and feel like nothing. Like it's not tight and there's no stress in your ears at all. With the XM4 earbuds, I put them on like this. And yes, even though I'm used to putting them on by now, it still takes a little more time to put them on properly. And if you want the fit to be good, you really want to make sure it's on properly. See, even if they're in your ears and feel secure, if they're not in properly, then when you smile or when the muscles on your face move a certain way, your ears are going to move too, and the Sonys are going to move slightly, and it's going to let some noise just sip into your ears. Now what you shouldn't do though is put a camera in front of your face and start smiling and doing silly stuff for your face and your cheeks, because you know that's going to look weird. You definitely shouldn't put it on YouTube too. But what you should do when you put each earbud on is adjust it and push on this circular thingy to make sure it's really in there snug. And if you do this, then your silly faces might look weird, yes, but at least noise won't be going into your ears without your consent. Now, if you're using the Airpod Pros though, on the other hand, this isn't something you have to worry about at all. They go in and out your ears so easily, and with the way they're shaped, weird movements aren't gonna do anything. Well, mostly. Now, with this being said, both earbuds are comfortable though when you have them in properly. The XM4 earbuds fit a decent bit tighter and deeper in your ears, but they're still pretty comfortable in just about all scenarios too, even when you're laying down on the couch or bed on your side. Although the Airpod Pros are more comfortable here for sure. Like with the Airpod Pros, you literally just lay down, rest on your side, and there's just nothing to talk about really. You don't feel anything. With the Sonys, you can lay on your side with no issues. Actually, scratch that. And a lot of the time, the Sonys will register your couch or your pillow as a touch, and it's gonna mess with what you're listening to. Now, you can avoid this technically by going into the Sony app and just turning off the touchpad controls for the side you're gonna be laying on. And that is a solution, but it's also kind of a hassle, and it'd be better if there wasn't a problem to fix in the first place. Anyways, apart from this, laying down on your side with the Sonys isn't a problem, but that's where your weight not directly on your ears. If you start to turn to put your weight directly on your ears, it's gonna start to hurt at a certain angle. If you go all the way though, and your weight's directly on your ears, then it won't hurt anymore. Well, not really, because you're still definitely gonna feel it like in your ears, you know, they fit pretty deep. And I won't say it really hurts or anything,
but it's just not comfortable, really.
If you want to lay down on your side comfortably with the Sonys, then you're going to have to put your hand in the way, just so they're not in direct contact with the couch or bed, because it's still not even completely comfortable with something soft like a pillow. With the Airpod Pros, like I said, you don't have to deal with any of this at all. They're just more seamless and comfortable here, and they're just more comfortable in general, actually. Even though I won't say the Sonys are uncomfortable, after you use them for a while, I'm talking hours, sometimes you just want to take them out to itch the inside of your ear and to just let your ears breathe. See, when you put them in properly to get the best fit, they go in decently deep, like I said. And just because of how they are, your ears can feel not uncomfortable, but a little sore after you use them for hours. Actually, maybe that's a bad word. It sounds pretty negative. It's like, okay, with the Airpod Pros, when you use them for hours and hours, you can just forget you have them on. And if you're not listening to music or something, you might even start to wonder where they are until you check your ears.
If you use them for that long, though, you're going to want to take them off and put them in the case because the battery is going to be pretty low.
Yeah, that's true, but we'll talk about battery later. But yeah, basically, the Airpod Pros are just the definition of seamless. Whether you have them on or off, your ears don't feel so different. Now with the Sonys, on the other hand, first, they're more noticeable and you'll definitely feel they're on, or rather in your ears, a good amount more than with the AirPods. They fit in decently deep, deeper than the Airpod Pros. Now, you can't forget that you have them on because they do fit pretty well and comfortably when you have them on right. But if you've had them on for hours and hours, even though they've been seamless enough to basically go unnoticed, when you take them off, you're gonna feel like,
my ears can breathe again, man.
it's kind of like wearing shoes for a whole day that are kind of tight, not uncomfortable or anything, but when you take them off, your feet and your toes can just breathe again. I mean, you wear shoes, you probably know what I'm talking about. Now, I know you probably didn't expect to be watching my feet when you clicked on this video, though. Like, imagine someone walks in on you right now. Like, how could you possibly explain yourself? Well, I was just trying to watch an earbud comparison video. Like, who's gonna believe you, bro? And why are you still watching intently? Then maybe you did expect this, actually. Maybe you knew exactly what you were doing. Like, what if I told you this was gonna be the rest of the video? Would that make you mad? Or that actually make you kind of happy somewhere in your heart? Bro, are you actually smiling right now? Oh man, that's kind of weird. Anyways, when it comes to seamlessness, the Airpod Pros are still the absolute best earbuds out there. Lots of earbuds like the Sonys are seamless enough these days though, and they're getting closer and closer to the level of the Airpod Pros, but they're not quite there yet, and the Airpod Pros are definitely the better earbuds here when it comes to seamlessness. Okay, one last thing about seamlessness though. So you know the voice prompts you get on the Sonys? When speech to transparency, and then back to noise canceling. Well, some people might find this annoying and not very seamless. It's not that big a deal though, but with the Airpod Pros, you don't have to deal with that. They just make some nice and quick sound effects. But you also don't have to deal with this on the Sonys though, because you can just go into the Sony app and turn off the voice prompts. So when you switch between noise canceling, transparency, you don't have to hear the prompts or anything anymore. It's still gonna take that extra second it used to take for the speech prompt though, before it actually switches modes, but it's still pretty nice that they give you that extra customizability feature. The Airpod Pros don't give you this, and you can't really change much with the Airpod Pros actually. Now, if we regarded these things as extra features, then the Sonys have a bunch of extra features the Airpod Pros don't have. We've already talked about stuff like the EQ settings, which like I said, the Airpod Pros don't have. Actually, there are some music EQ settings you can find on iOS devices, but this is just for Apple Music. It doesn't change how the Airpod Pros sound specifically, and it doesn't do too much either with Apple Music. To me, they're not even actual EQ settings, okay? Now, the Sonys also have the feature where your music plays and pauses automatically when you take the earbuds off and put it back on, and it works pretty well. It's pretty responsive. And the Airpod Pros are on equal footing here. They do the same thing, and they work pretty well as well, maybe a little better. Now, they also both have the same water resistance rating, IPX4, which is not the highest out there these days. The Galaxy Buds Pros have an IPX7 rating, but if you're watching my videos, you know this is good enough for even risky and careless situations. I'll say more so though with the Airpod Pros, because with the Sonys, yes, you're looking at it in water right now, but after this, actually, it took hours for it to get back to normal. I'm talking sound quality, noise canceling, transparency. I was kind of worried for a sec, but they did come back to normal. The IPX4 rating doesn't mean you should submerge it in water. It's actually just for like light splashing, I believe, and sweat resistance. So you're not supposed to be doing this, okay? Just know the IPX4 rating on the Airpod Pros is better than the IPX4 rating on the Sonys, even if it's the same, okay? From my testing, if that makes any sense. Now, a feature the Sonys have though that the AirPods don't is one we've seen on their elder brother flagship headphones, aka Speak to Chat. Now this feature is pretty self-explanatory. You have your music playing with noise canceling on, and by the time you start talking, your music would have already stopped playing and you're gonna be in transparency mode, just so you can have a conversation without needing to press any buttons. When you're done talking though, it takes like a whole 10 seconds to put you in noise canceling mode and start playing your music again. So you're probably gonna wanna go to the Sony app to change this and shorten the wait to 5 seconds. And after you do this, Speak to Chat becomes much better in my opinion, and it becomes a much more seamless feature. Now it could be a lot more seamless for me though if it wasn't so sensitive. You can literally say, and your music's gonna stop and you'll be in transparency mode. So you can't even hum your music, or even sneeze for that matter. Now in the Sony headphones app, Sony also lets you change the sensitivity settings, so that's nice. You can even try to focus on voices while still canceling noise. I find it doesn't do the best job at this though. But yeah, even with low sensitivity, if you hum for a couple seconds, I'm talking like 2 or 3, it'll still activate Speak to Chat. Now, if you're a quiet listener and you normally don't say anything or even sing along when you're listening to music, then speak to chat will be perfect for you. But that's not me, and that's why I personally don't use this feature. Oh, and it also drains extra battery, by the way, but we'll talk about battery very soon. Still though, you don't get any speak to chat type feature on the Airpod Pros. What you do get on the Airpod Pros though, that you don't get on the Sony's, is the Find My Earbuds feature that you have to access with Apple's Find My app. You can check the last recorded GPS location and even play a sound from your Airpod Pros and find it if it's in your vicinity. With the Sony's, you could use some third-party app that could help with this, but basically you're on your own. It's up to you because the Sony's don't have this feature. A feature they do have though that's more exciting and you might have heard of before because it's not new is 360 audio. And I don't have anything new to say about 360 audio that I haven't said before in other videos. It only works with certain apps, these ones right here. You're gonna need a subscription to use them. Only certain songs are supported. Many of them sound bad, some sound decent. A few actually sound great, really cool, but nothing's really changed when it comes to 360 audio. Now, the Airpod Pros, on the other hand, don't have 360 audio, but Apple recently did release an update to Apple Music. So now it supports Dolby Atmos, aka basically spatial audio for music. Now, I already made a video about this. Check it out if you want to know the details. But long story short, it's a similar situation to 360 audio on the Sony's, except there are a lot more songs with Dolby Atmos.
But honestly, just about all the ones I've listened to sound not very good and not very loud and just decent at best.
I mean, at least with the Sony, some songs sound amazing.
Yeah, but you can count like all those songs with your fingers though. And I'm not even including thumbs, basically. So yeah, but also I haven't listened to every single song that supports Dolby Atmos and spatial audio out there. So people have actually listened to some songs and they've said they found great sounding songs out there. So I'm sure there are great songs out there that support spatial audio.
Well, even if they are, man, it's not exclusive to the Airpod Pros. Dolby Atmos / spatial audio actually works with some other devices.
And actually there's a setting that you can actually turn on to force it to work with any device basically, including the Sony's actually. Well, you know what's not supported on the Sony's and will never be supported on the Sony's?
You're gonna say spatial audio.
I'm talking spatial audio for movies.
Came out a long time ago. Everyone knows it. Yeah, movie spatial audio is pretty cool. Like I was saying, I've already talked about it in several videos now. I even have a dedicated video about how it works on the Airpod Pros. But yeah, it adds an extra touch to your movie watching experience. And it works with a lot more stuff. Basically everything on Hulu, Disney Plus, on whatever application that supports Dolby Atmos or 5.1 or 7.1 audio as well. It actually doesn't work with Netflix though, at least at the time I'm making this video.
But yeah, it's a very cool feature and the Sony's don't have it.
Yeah, but they do have all the extra features that we've already discussed up to this point, okay?
And the thing with extra features is that it really depends on what's interesting to you. So that's for you to decide, okay? But anyways, that's about it for extra features.
Yeah, okay, so now let's move on and talk about the aspect that powers all the other aspects we've talked about up to this point in this video. And I'm talking battery.
As far as battery life goes, with noise cancelling on and non-stop listening, the Airpod Pros are going to last about 4 to 5 hours until the battery is at 0%. Now that's not the best out there, but with real world usage, it's not really a big deal at all. 5 hours, even 4 hours is a pretty long time to be listening to music or whatever non-stop. Now, if you take those 4 hours though and use the Sony's for that long, non-stop and with noise cancelling, they're gonna be at about 45% battery. To actually get them to be 0%, you're gonna need to use them for about 7 hours straight, maybe a bit more. Now, that's pretty great actually. The Sony WF-1000XM4s are one of the best earbuds out there when it comes to battery life. If you use extra features like speak to chat though, or automatic wind reduction, then you should expect less. Still though, the battery life is just so good that I really wouldn't worry about it, especially if you compare them with the Airpod Pros. Now, even though this is the case, like I said, with real world usage, the Airpod Pros aren't bad as well. And that's because when you actually use earbuds in real world, you're most likely not going to be using them to listen to music non-stop for 4 to 5 hours straight. Even 3 hours is probably a bit of a stretch, unless you're traveling or something. And whenever you don't have the earbuds in your ears, you're going to have them in their case. And both of these cases charge your earbuds back pretty quickly, so you probably never not be able to use your Sony's or your Airpod Pros because they're out of battery. And if and when that actually does happen, then you can just put them in the case for like 5 minutes and they'll give you about an extra hour of use, probably more with the Sony's. Now, as far as the total battery life though, as in even including the cases, well, to charge the XM4s from empty to full, the Sony's case uses up about 40% battery. The Airpod Pros case, on the other hand, uses up about 20%. That means you can charge the Sony's from empty to full about 2.5 times, while you can charge the Airpod Pros from empty to full about 5 times. And you'll actually have a tiny bit of charge left. So yeah, even though the Sony earbuds have better battery life, not too far from double, as far as cases go, the Airpod Pros case actually has double the amount of charge compared to the Sony's. In the real world though, battery life isn't a problem at all with both. Both cases don't take too long to charge either, and they both support wireless charging as well. Now, wired charging wise though, the Sony's use USB-C, which is good, and the Airpod Pros use the lightning cable, which I don't prefer, but you might though, and it's up to you really to decide if that even matters to you. Anyways, that's about it for battery life. I'll say the Sonys are better here because I think the earbuds are more important than the case, and the Sony have the best battery life when it comes to the earbuds alone, but they're both good past the point when you have to worry in the real world. Now, let's talk about the things that are not so good though, and you will have to worry about in the real world if it affects you. Now, I've already told you the things I don't like so much about the Sonys. The fit is good, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not so comfortable. Now, the Airpod Pros, on the other hand, aren't the absolute best in every category, but they don't really have any major weakness either. In fact, when they're working perfectly, I'll say the worst thing about them is that you can't adjust the volume of the earbuds themselves. This isn't a big deal, but I've come to see that it's really not a big deal at all. At least not a very uncommon deal, because most earbuds these days actually don't let you do this at all. But with the Sonys, you actually can if you want to. You just gotta go into the Sony app and change the controls, but you're gonna have to switch it with the noise canceling, transparency toggle, or the play pause toggle, and I never wanted to do that, so I didn't. It's cool you can though if you want to. But still, these things aren't really bad things at all, right? Well, the things that are bad that people have complained about with these earbuds are things that aren't supposed to happen when the earbuds are working the way they're supposed to. And what are these things? Well, with the Airpod Pros, many people have complained about them basically deteriorating in certain areas like noise canceling, transparency, even getting some sound artifacts over time. And I've been using the Airpod Pros for almost 2 years now, and I have experienced a few of these problems so far. You probably know this if you watched some of my other videos. I'm not the best case study though, because I'm not the most careful with my Airpod Pros, but yes, it does seem to be true that for a lot of people, including me, the Airpod Pros on day 1 are pretty different from the Airpod Pros on day 365 or more, or maybe even less. Let me know if you'd like to see a specific long-term video on the Airpod Pros, like now versus before, okay? Now, for the not so good things with the Sonys, well, first of all, apart from what I've talked about in this video, I haven't had any personal issues with the Sonys at all. But they've not been out for so long though at the time I'm making this video, so it makes sense that that's the case. And it also makes sense that they don't have as many complaints yet from other people. But the ones that I have seen so far have to do with the buds or the tips themselves. Apparently, they're not so durable. If you take a look at mine, after a couple weeks of use, you can see that they're fine, but it does look like there's some potential for some problems. But they're fine though, and I personally haven't had any problems, okay? Well, so far. Now, the other main thing I hear people sort of complaining about is fit and comfort. Some people out there find these uncomfortable, and I wouldn't say they're uncomfortable to my ears, but I can definitely see why some other people can be thinking that. I think if you can, you should definitely try them on before using my link in the description to buy them. You should do this for all earbuds actually, if you can. You know, you can't trust me completely when it comes to fit. Fit is very important and it can be very personal. Your ears and mine could be pretty different.
But anyways, yeah, I think we're done. I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about. So now, which earbuds are actually better? Well, this video's been long enough. So, long story short, my unbiased opinion, after a lot of deliberation, I'll have to say that the Airpod Pros are better. Oh, yes. I think when it comes to being whiter, the Airpod Pros are definitely very good. I think we all have to admit that. And they're definitely better at being whiter. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that they're the most Caucasian looking earbuds out there, for sure. You know, but that's not what this video is about though. You know, this video is about which earbuds are actually better. And with that being said, even though the Airpod Pros put up an amazing fight with a heavy heart and an unbiased heart, I think I'm gonna have to give it to the Sonys, you know, just because they're easily better, obviously. But round of applause to the Airpod Pros, though. They did an amazing job. Yo, Tim, you really put your heart. You did good, man. For
Hey, you're a funny guy.
Oh, thank you. I really do my
No, but
best.
jokes aside though, the Airpod Pros are more comfortable. They work perfectly. They're as seamless as it gets. They're literally what earbuds are supposed to be.
Well, I mean, the XM4s are pretty seamless for the most part. And the Earbuds are supposed to play sound, play music. And the XM4s have better sound quality.
And the Airpod Pros get louder though.
The XM4s sound better. They sound better.
Well, the Airpod Pros have perfect transparency.
The XM4s have perfect transparency.
And sure, but you're gonna feel them more in your ears, and they're pretty uncomfortable when you use them.
No. I never said they were uncomfortable.
No, it's okay. Not many earbuds are as comfortable as the Airpod Pros.
Sony's have better battery life.
That's just with the earbuds though.
We're talking about the earbuds.
No. The AirPods case holds more charge though.
Well, that's not as important as... Oh, and about transparency, the XM4s have speak to chat. Speak to chat is basically automatic transparency. Pretty seamless, if you ask
No one
me.
gives a crap about speak to chat. Look, I'm speaking. We're chatting.
Speak to chat, EQ settings, automatic wind noise reduction, ability to change the earbud controls, and just all the other features you get with the Sony app.
Whoa, we're talking about extra features here. Well, the Airpod Pros have Dolby Atmos, and that's better than everything you just mentioned. So
You're dumb. Also, we've been through this. It's not an exclusive feature. Also, Sony's have 360 audio.
360 audio is garbage. And the Airpod Pros have spatial audio, like for movies. Yeah, we're not the same. We're not the same.
Okay. We've drifted off topic here, okay? We're talking about which earbuds are better, right? Yeah. And the two main things that people are looking for when they buy earbuds these days, that is great sound quality.
Already mentioned sound quality.
And great noise canceling.
The XM4s aren't that much better at noise canceling.
Wait, what?
I mean, we already talked about it. It's just like 10% better. I mean, it is noticeable. I'll give you that.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? My bad. I had noise canceling on. Couldn't hear a word you were saying. So
that's not how noise canceling. You don't have noise canceling on. I know you don't have noise canceling.
Yeah, so if you're talking right now, like I wouldn't be able to tell at all. You know, the Sonys are very good at noise canceling. Actually, too good. You know, it's kind of negative. I'm trying to have a conversation here.
You're a funny guy. You know that?
Well, thanks, man. I still can't hear you though. You know, I think I read your lips right there, so I could tell what you said. If not, you know.
This is what you want to do. This is how you want to do things.
Hello. Yeah, so I closed my eyes, so I can't read your lips anymore. I'm not even sure you're here, actually. Like, if I had to bet money, like, is he here, is he not here, like, that would just be an unwise, like, bet, because I don't even know if you're here. Are you here?
Okay, come on, let's finish.
Tell me if you're here. Are you talking right now? Are you talking right now? Is it talking right now? Are you talking right now?
Hey, whatever, you can say what you want. Great transparency.
Hello?
Great comfort, just seamless all around.
Hello?
Spatial audio, I mean, that's all that really needs to be said.
Can you speak up?
Spatial audio.
Hello?
Spatial
from the other side. I'm kidding. I don't listen to it. But if I did, though, it'd be on the Sonys, because, you know, better sound quality and stuff. Hello? Hello? You here? You must be here. You here? Hello? Where am I? Am I real?
See, that's y'all in the comment section when you take this stuff way too seriously. And I was watching a video the other day, and in the comment section, people were like in a heated argument. And I mean, like, it got personal. This guy was stupid. This guy was ugly. This guy should have been aborted. This guy's mother was a... Anyways, to all the passionate tech lovers out there, thanks for the inspiration for this video and everything. But relax, you know, these are just earbuds. It's not that serious, okay? But which earbuds are actually better, though?
Well, to be fair, the Sonys are better in important categories like sound quality, noise canceling, and they match the Airpod Pros when it comes to transparency too. But where they don't match the Airpod Pros is when it comes to seamlessness. Now, seamlessness is very important. Sound quality, noise canceling, and all of that can basically be useless if your earbuds don't fit you right and are not comfortable and are just not seamless. But the Sonys are pretty seamless though, and they do fit you right. And they're not uncomfortable earbuds. The only place where they really are uncomfortable is when laying down in the bed on your side. The Airpod Pros, on the other hand, are comfortable here. And this is actually a perfect place to end this video. See, with the Sonys, if I have to lay down like this, or my hand like this, but then I get better sound quality, better noise canceling, perfect and equal transparency, and it still fits pretty well too,
then that's no biggie at all. In fact, I'd say it's a pretty small price to pay to get a better experience. So yep, even though it's not a clean sweep, the Sonys are the better overall earbuds, and that's why they're the winners today.
So yeah, guys, that's about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know why as well. Also, let me know what you think of this new comparison format that I thought I'd try out for this video. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see some more, and think fast. Yo, real quick, Donda or CLB?
Oh, certified lover boy, baby. Are you stupid? I mean, Donda is pretty good too. Yeah, but CLB is trash. Like Drake fell off. Well, I mean, it's just my opinion, you know. Your opinion is trash. Man. The Airpod Pros are trash too. You can't be using those to listen to the songs. That's why it sounds better to you. So, I already agree with you. I know, the XM4s are better. We already went through this. Oh, really? Hey, you're smarter than I thought, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm happy for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay. In your senses. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh wait, you meant that?